It is good to be back. This is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos, and it's been a while since I've done one of these. If you aren't a regular here on the channel, you might not know that I live in western North Carolina in a town called Swannanoa, and Swannanoa was hit really, really hard by Hurricane Helene on September 27th of 2024, this year. And our community, our little mountain community I live in, was hit especially hard as well. Lots and lots and lots of downed trees. Probably 80% of the houses on my road had trees on them after the storm was over. Both of the houses our family owned, the one that we live in, and then our little vacation rental next door, had trees on them. The vacation rental actually had a tree go through the roof of the master bedroom. Fortunately, on our home, our residence, the QTH, the tree didn't cause any kind of structural damage. It was just laying on the roof and it absorbed the impact okay. So no leaking, no nothing at our primary residence, but the rental house had a tougher time. It was a 1 in 1,000 year rain and flood event. So the town of Swannanoa was hit just incredibly hard, along with a whole lot of other communities in western North Carolina. We were just hit very hard by the flooding. I think we were expecting flooding, but not to the level that we got it. And so my wife and I and our family, we feel very fortunate that we and all of our neighbors and friends that we know all survived this, because it was a very, very scary storm. We were on high ground, but we had mudslides, all around. It was just so much water, so much rain, that it made things happen that no one would have ever guessed would happen in the mountains. And anyone within a probably 500-year floodplain was going to have some serious, serious damage from this storm. I am today at the Sycamore Flats picnic area. I've been out here many times before activating, and I'll tell you why I'm here today, but this is in Transylvania County, so it's like 2 counties over basically from where I live. They were not hit nearly as hard, but you can see here that there's been flooding damage. There used to be picnic tables here, and you can tell by the way the ground looks here that the river came up to here, because there's a little river that runs through here. I can't think of the name of it now, but all of these were brand new picnic sites, and all of them had picnic tables on them. They had gravel and beds on them, and they were in great shape. And I've probably got a video, I may even have a video still in the hopper that I haven't put out yet, possibly from this site. I can't remember. I've got about 3 videos or so, maybe 4, that I've not posted. But you can see the picnic tables are over in the trees here. And this area wasn't even hit as hard as we were. There would have been, if this were near where we are, there'd have been a lot more downed trees. They've had some downed trees here, but not nearly as bad. I'm out here today because my daughter is going to a Shakespeare rehearsal. I didn't think that was going to happen today, actually. And their crew decided to go ahead and have the rehearsal, and they're going to meet at 12:30 and go until 3 o'clock. And I thought, well, I'm going to take my radio stuff and see if the park's open here, because none of the parks around where I live, within a good 50 minutes of my house, none of them are open. But fortunately, this park's open. This is Pisgah National Forest. As I said, Transylvania County not hurt as badly as Buncombe, even Henderson, especially Madison, Mitchell, Yancey, Avery counties. Those counties got it really bad. So it's nice to be in a park again, and it's nice to even think about POTA. It was very last minute, this thing, and so I grabbed my POTA bag here and grabbed a couple radios, not really knowing what to expect. And I've got to decide how and where I want to set up, because the picnic tables are all gone. And part of me is tempted. I brought my TR-45L with me. It's what I really plan to operate. Now I'm thinking I may just kind of sit out here underneath one of these trees and operate my KX2 in my on my little fold-out Helene chair. I'm not sure. Then again, I don't see anyone at the picnic shelter over there, and that may be a good place to set up as well. I've set up there before in the past. That could be a good spot as well. But yeah, so I just haven't had the bandwidth to do POTA. Even if the parks were open, I just have not had my head in it. By the way, helicopters going overhead, super common occurrence here. We are also used to it now. We hear multiple helicopters going across our house. We've had helo evacs on our road. We've had helo drops. We've had everything. So like that is a very, very common thing to see out here. And yeah, it used to be I'd like kind of say, oh my gosh, there's a helicopter going overhead. Never happened at our house, rarely. But now it's super common. Things are getting better. And we, for probably a week, had no viable egress from our house. In fact, it was a little bit longer than that because the water washed away, all the water washed away our bridge completely that connects us with the rest of the world, and for our community, for up of like maybe 44 houses on this 2-mile long road. And it also washed out our road in a really steep, curvy part as well. So it was a dangerous road to be on. And so we just didn't really have egress. And it was dodgy. It was a little weird. And so we did fine throughout that. My wife and I are fairly prepared for these sorts of things. We helped out our neighbors. Our community came together. Our community at the upper part of our road is pretty self-reliant, and we all work together, and they're just amazing, amazing, amazing people. I can't say enough good things about the people in our little mountain community. They're just incredible. If you want to know more about what happened and talk and hear a little bit more in depth, on qrpr.com, I have a whole series of articles I've been writing about the aftermath of Helene, mainly to kind of document what it's like when something like this happens and there's a recovery period. I've been posting those probably a couple, maybe 3 times a week. Feel free to check that out. Also, the Ham Radio Workbench podcast, there was recently a recording where we talked about all this, and that was still when I was without power, I believe, and because we were without power for 2.5 weeks. I can't even remember now. It was a long time. It was well over 2 weeks. And you can kind of get a more in-depth perspective on it. But anyway, so many of you sent me so many kind comments, messages, everything else. And I'm really sorry I have not had a chance to get back with people. I've got at least 350 messages in my inbox right now. I tried to chip away at them today, and I kept getting more messages as I'd finish them off. I haven't had a lot of free time. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of bandwidth for anything other than really just kind of us getting back on our feet, getting things together, trying to normalize everything. But today actually marks a really good day because I could really, really use a POTA activation today. Let's go take a look over here at the picnic shelter. Maybe I will set up over there if it's, whoops, that fell out when I was looking for my camera. Maybe we'll set up over there. We'll see. If nobody's over there, I saw a car just pull up over there. If we do, then I'll use my TR-45L. If we don't, I'll sit up wherever I want to using my Helene chair. Yeah. This is nice. It'll be nice to do a little CW. Now, I did do some CW and some HF, some single sideband during the recovery period. I did do some. It was less about emergency communications, more about just being in touch with my good friends. My friend Vlado lives nearby. we can't reach each other on simplex VHF or UHF. So we were using HF to communicate because we had no internet over the mobile phone network, no cell phone service. He had no internet at home. There's no way to communicate. And yeah, we'll just set up here. Why not? No way to communicate. And so we used HF for that. But the real name of the game was VHF and UHF. And I have done more VHF, UHF in the past 4 weeks. This is the 4-week anniversary of the storm hitting here. Today is. I've done more VHF, UHF than I've done the entirety of my amateur radio career since 1997, and without a doubt. Really proud of my family because my daughters who are hams, my wife who's a ham, they all participated in the emergency communications network that we created in our community. We had a simplex frequency we used, and also we communicated with the N2GE Mount Mitchell repeater, which was the primary repeater for MCOM during and after the storm. And yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. Super, super proud of the amateur radio community because they just really made everything happen. You know, I'm thinking, did I bring... This is how quickly I got everything together. So let me put this up. Did I bring my throw line? I'm not sure I did. This is how quickly I grabbed all this stuff today. Because the last time I had this bag... Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I've got a little throw line here. Last time I had this, I actually had a self-contained kit in it that had its own throw line. So I didn't really need to use one. Anyway, yeah, super proud of the amateur radio community and just really thrilled with how well everything worked out communications-wise. Amateur radio was definitely the savior of this thing. It was really, really impressive how well ham radio worked out for us. I think I got a couple new licensees that'll be on the way after this, and yeah, lots of good things came out of this, and just super proud of the community. I'm sorry I'm rambling on so much about this. To be honest, I'm completely out of practice right now, and still having a little hard time getting my head into this. But I know I need it, and I am looking forward to it. Let me put my glasses. Well, I got my glasses on. I'm not going to deploy my wireless mic here. I am just going to shoot a line in one of these branches here. And I think I'll use this big one right here, maybe. Maybe I can hit that. Let's see. I have a 40-meter infet half wave in there, I think. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for coming along today, though. I really appreciate it. Now, you won't hear me talk when I go over here. I didn't bring my wireless mic, so... Not positive that was in the camera shot, but it makes me feel good to know I've still got a little bit of accuracy with my throw line. I mean, it's only been a month, but this is the longest period of time I've been without doing POTA since I started POTA in earnest in 2020. Actually, I did some POTA in 2019 as well, but Not regularly. Okay, let's see. How did I mess that up? I grabbed this antenna really quickly. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's take this out here and put this up. Probably in an angle is how I'm going to do this. Let's see. And hopefully you can see some of that, but as long as it's making a perfect like inverted V, it's not super high. That branch is, what is that? I'd say the top of it's maybe 30 feet or something. It's not very high. The fact that, yeah, that's like 60 some feet of line, it's almost in half, so yeah, I'd say that that's about 32 feet high, maybe. And what I'm going to do is make sure get this plugged in. We'll pull it over toward my operating position. I'm acting like I have an unlimited amount of time. I don't really. I have to be out of here by about 2:30. Not only do I have to pick up my daughter, but we have other errands to run today while we're in town. What I'm going to do is just park right here. I think this is going to work fine. Let's get this bad boy out. I love this radio so much, and I just thought I want to get the TR45L out today. Let's put on my glasses so I can see. Thank you so much for hanging around, by the way. Lots of you had written messages saying, hey, don't worry, we're good until you're able to come out and have fun playing radio again. And I appreciate that. I don't really worry too much about, I think a lot of people worry about their channels, and, YouTube really frowns upon it if you stop producing videos for a while. But that is like the last thing on my mind, because to be honest with you, I don't pay attention to the YouTube algorithm. If I did, I would not be running the channel the way I do. So that never really played into the whole deal anyway. But honestly, I just didn't worry about this at all. Never gave it any thought. But I did give it thought, thinking, wow, so many nice people stepped up to say that, and that was really kind. I've got the best subscribers, readers, and supporters anybody could ever ask for. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back in. I'm hearing stuff. That's a good sign. Well, you know what I need to do is put it in here, make sure that, yeah, 1.5 to 1. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we're good. Okay, now let's get something to log with. This is what I've got. This is what I'll use. I like keeping things simple. I think that's the reason why I wanted to use the TR45L today is I didn't have to plug in any kind of inline microphone or anything. I can just kind of turn on the camera and get going. I hope some people will be out there today. That would be awfully nice. So today is the, this is dirty. There's like silt on top of this table. And silt is everywhere. In Swannanoa, it looks like the Dust Bowl on days when it's windy. There's just still so much dust everywhere. Okay, US 4510, Pisgah, National Forest. And this is the TR45L end-fed half-wave. I feel like I'm in slow motion today, so even slower than normal. I apologize for that. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I love the audio of this thing. It sounds so amazing. I'm hoping it's got enough battery power. I didn't even check that. I think it's okay. Let me take a picture here before I forget to do it. Okay, wait. I think I know who this is. Yeah, that's who I thought it was. Good to get you in there, Alan. Yeah, this gives a shout out to Hazel too. That antenna is working out really well, even though it's not deployed perfectly. Don't pay any attention to that red light. It's well within its tolerance here. Oh, there's so much dust. Okay, wait, I bet. Okay, wait. That's all I was missing. Okay, wait, see. I think I was... I'll try to get you next. We'll try this next one. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go to the next page here. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. So I don't want any of this dust to get in my contacts of my key. Oh, nice. Very strong signal. Okay, wait. Okay. There's a lot of traffic on the road today. Okay, wait, see. Okay, wait. Good job. Good, Tennessee too. Gotcha. Yep, QSB. Yeah. Nice. so many good people in the logs here. I've been quiet. I've just been enjoying this whole process. Listen. Sorry, a park ranger came up right behind me and was doing some surveying damage, and just waved and smiled, but it just distracted me from. Gotcha. Good to get you in the logs there. Yeah, the park ranger looked up at my antenna, looked at me, waved, and smiled. Okay, wait. buddy. I thought I heard N-E-N, but okay, wait. Very kind. Thank you. Had a lot of New Jerseys today. Okay, I'll try to get you next. I was questioning myself on that W if I got that right for some reason. Sometimes that instant replay in your head just doesn't work very well. Man, this is so much fun. I'll have to stop it in a minute, though. Okay, wait. Okay, wait, is that right? Oh, K9VIC. How did I get that wrong? Oh, there we go. Good to get you in the logs there, buddy. Is that right? You know what? I'm gonna have to quit. There we go. Okay. And that right there. And then let me make sure I take some pictures of my logs. I'm looking at the time. It's 25 till. It takes me 15 minutes. It depends on the traffic today to get to where my daughter is. So I've got to pay attention to that because it takes a little while to pack up. Man, everything is so dusty right now and just kind of gritty. I don't think I got any in my key though, or my radio. Love this radio. Is this not fun or what? Let me just say, like, honestly, I've been needing this in such a big way. It's just nice to get out. It's nice to play radio. It's nice to connect with my radio community, even when it's just little high fives like this. It's just so much fun. And I've been missing it. And this has been good for my soul, all of this. So thank you, everyone that worked me today. That was a really nice, steady group of people there on the bands. At first, it was taking a while, and I think all it was it took a while for the RBN to pick me up and spot me. And that was taking a little bit of time. Let's see, let's put stuff up. My pack's a mess. I brought along several radios just in case. I didn't know if the park would actually be open or not. So I brought my KH1 because, of course, KH1, it'll do anything, anywhere. And I thought if the park's not open, I can just go to a parking lot and just hunt stations, and I can do it pedestrian mobile if there's not a place for me to sit. I brought my KX2 in case I wanted to sit, and I brought this little Helene chair, which I always take with me anyway, so I could have made that work. I had a lot of options, to be honest, but at the end of the day, I really wanted to play with the TR45L. I hadn't had this one out in a little while. I was just looking forward to putting it on the air, and that's exactly what I did, and that was so much fun. So much fun. I've got some really cool stuff that I'm planning to do, and it all got stopped by the hurricane. And to be honest, I'm probably not going to be at regular capacity for doing activations and things here for a while. But from this point forward, you're going to see some videos that were shot probably 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, something like that. I've got a whole bunch of those floating out there I have not put up yet. I'm going to push this to the front of the line so that, well, I just wanted to kind of have a video talking about why I hadn't been here in case people haven't noticed. Hopefully people have noticed some, but really just for people to understand what's been going on and the reason I haven't been on the air doing POTA. I've had a few people write to me and ask how things were going, and I could tell that they just hadn't read the updates or anything. I've been trying to be pretty vocal about them, but we're busy people. Everybody is, so I don't expect anybody just to keep up with me. Let's go undo this. Weight here. You did your job, buddy. These E-Downs weights are awesome, and I've gone a whole year with just using these. There's one negative, and it made me a little nervous, tiny bit nervous here with this tree. When you got a bunch of little tiny branches that you're trying to get it to go through, sometimes it's not quite enough weight with 8 ounces to pull it as hard as you want it to, and you may have to finagle it a little bit to get it to come out of a tree. Was not an issue with this though today, not at all. There we go. Leave that sitting there. That is my MM0 OPX. Let me take a picture of it so I don't forget. That's what I was using today. MM0 OPX transformer for a 40 meter infed half wave. I've actually had this one right before I came here. I was like, what antenna should I take? Well, I'd set up a temporary antenna at the house because the trees, we had hundreds of trees on our 10-acre property fall down, and they were almost all old growth hickories. My main antenna at my house, which I was planning to, this is all really gritty. This stuff's just everywhere. And it's not as bad here as it is in Swannanoa. But it's just all the like silt from the rivers and creeks and everything. What was I saying? Yeah, hundreds of trees down. So of course, the trees fell down that were holding up my main antenna. So I have to really rethink what I'm going to do now. I was planning to put up another delta loop antenna, horizontal delta loop over the house, and maybe could almost put up an 80 meter vertical with some of the trees I have. But we're going to get rid of a tree that has been near our house for a long time. And unfortunately, the way the trees around it fell down, it makes it kind of a little bit more of a loner. And if it were to ever fall on our house, it's a big, beautiful tree. It would really cause some serious destruction. So we're probably going to have to get rid of it really sadly. I just hate the thought of it. We love that tree so much, but it's going to have to go. We're tree people. We actually, people have encouraged us to cut down a lot of the trees to open up a view from our house, because we could have a pretty nice view from the house, but we like looking at the trees and we get a bit of a winter view. And so we're fine with that. We kind of like the feeling, but we lost so many, it's changed the way it looks around our house in a big way. That's okay though. It's still a beautiful place, and you can't tell here right now necessarily, but man, our road is just gorgeous right now with the fall color. They've actually invited tourism here, I think, in Transylvania County, but in Buncombe County, they've been pretty clear they don't want tourists there right now. It's a mess to get around. What happened here? It's just a mess, and so we don't really want extra people hanging around because the traffic's so bad. I mean, oh, that's what happened. Oh, no, that's meant to be that way. What am I doing? Forgot how I'd had this set up. Yeah, we're trying to discourage tourism, which is odd because tourism is our biggest industry in Western North Carolina. But it's just not a good place to be driving around right now. This trip today should normally take me 45 minutes, and it took us about an hour and 15. My daughter was almost 15 minutes late to her rehearsal, and it's just because all of the traffic is funneled on just a few roads, because so many of our roads have bridges down that let's put you back in there, buddy. That all the traffic, it's just more intense on the roads that are open, and when there's a wreck or something, it just stops everything. We had a politician stop by for a campaign trail stop, a surprise one, and it really surprised everybody here because it put us in gridlock for 4 hours. I mean, it stopped us on Monday, and it stopped supply deliveries because we could not get. We literally had traffic at a standstill. My daughter's first math class in person was being held that day, and they were about 35 minutes late to it, even though we left really early, because it's just gridlock. They shut down roads, and there's only 2 roads we had, so it was bad. I don't think they got any new voters that day. Everybody in town was kind of complaining. It's just bad timing. They should have thought that through a little bit better. Middle of the day, kind of at ground zero. So it wasn't the best choice. It'd been a lot different had they picked after 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and maybe a spot that's a little more discreet, not in the middle of our 2 main roads that are still functioning. I mean, it is really true though, like, yeah, no matter how good the intentions, it can still be kind of difficult to predict the impact when you bring a bunch of gear and supplies and people and stuff. So, hey, how's it going? Good. You just really don't know how it's a beautiful day today. Yeah, you just don't really know the impact when you bring in a bunch of gear. We've even had issues. I was mentioning this morning on a Patreon audio post I did, that even people with the very best of intentions have come here and ended up blocking a bunch of roads because our roads are so messed up that they're bringing in supplies and maybe on a single lane road, and it just makes it difficult. It's just the nature of the beast though. It's just how it works. You can see all the silt down there too. It did a real number here too, but again, not quite as bad as it has been in Swannanoa. It's so nice to be out. Oh my goodness, Thank you for coming along with me today. And thank you so much to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. You guys are amazing. If anything, I gained Patreon supporters during this situation instead of losing them. I wasn't ever really worried. Like I said, this is not my main livelihood or anything. It's just, you know, it's just a labor of love for me. So I just really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And all the kind thoughts and wishes and support, I just really appreciate it. So thank you. I had better hop off here, go pick up my daughter. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, thank you so much to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. Take care of one another out there. And also be prepared for emergencies. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in some of my future videos, maybe what I did, you know, the things I learned along the way during this. And so maybe it can help other people, because there's some like normal preparedness things you do, but there's a lot of things you don't think about until it happens. And I kind of want to spread the word on that while it's all fresh in my mind. I've been making notes all along the way from day one. So I want to share that with everybody. Again, thank you so much. Take care, everybody. And until next time, 7 twos.